Hear me in the back? I'm Roy Gilbert. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Grockit. Our company is focused on social learning, which is the idea that students learn best when they are studying and teaching each other in a community of learners and teachers. Our company started about 6 years ago with the idea of using social learning as a way to help people prepare for major standardized tests. So the SAT, the GMAT, the Indian Institute of Management, entrance examination, AP test, whatever. More than 2 million students have come and used Grockit to learn and get ready for major tests. And it actually presented us with a major challenge. Our next big challenge I'm going to talk to you about today, which is orders of magnitude larger than what we've been dealing with so far. And this challenge really came from 2 places. One is our users, who are constantly coming to us and asking how can they use Grockit for more than just analogies and algebra. So they wanted to use Grockit in their classroom. They wanted to use Grockit to prepare their friends for things that they were working on in their daily life. They were entranced with the idea of social learning, but they thought it could be more broadly applicable. The other big trend that we saw, which was interesting to us, was the explosion of nonfiction media, curiosity-driven media, which everything from lectures from MIT and Stanford, from e-textbooks, educational-based information that was appearing all over the web in a highly unstructured form, but was easily available and often more useful than what's in a textbook. This slide represents the growth in global nonfiction media. Think about things you see on Discovery Channel, things you read about on Wikipedia, whatever, but growing globally, worldwide over the past several decades. It's really staggering, and what's most interesting is a lot of this information is presented without context and without a lot of high engagement. These 2 things, both the demand on the basis of our users for Grockit and this amazing growth of information online, led us to create Learnist, which is really the next generation of what we're doing at Grockit. Learnist is the easiest way that you can share information, learn, and teach from others about subjects you're passionate about. With Learnist, you can get enrolled instantly in a classroom about any type of subject that you have curiosity about, anytime, any place, via any device. We launched Learnist late last summer in a very limited alpha launch as really a teaching tool, as you'll see shortly. But very quickly, it grew beyond that. We lifted the exclusive invite-only model several months ago, and today, well over 500,000 active users are teaching and learning each other on Learnist every day. This was really where Learnist started, which was a teaching tool that we gave to several hundred teachers and said, why don't you take the curriculum that you're teaching in your classroom and make it shareable, create your own online textbook with Learnist. And as you can see, this is what's called a Learn board. Each of these are individual parts of a lesson. That could be a video, that could be a map, that can be a game, whatever. They can then be collaborated, shared, commented on, and distributed in a wider social network. What's interesting is these couple hundred teachers in about 60 days recreated the entire US Common Core. And we're excited about it. And then they started adding more stuff. So suddenly we started seeing Learn boards on yoga, CrossFit, gardening, whatever. And the corpus of knowledge grew well beyond what you would find in a textbook. Today, most of our users, well over half, access Learnist via one of our mobile apps. And so this is our iPhone app. Every time you fire up our iPhone app, it adjusts based on what you've been reading about in the past, who you follow, and topics you're interested in. So you have sort of a serendipitous classroom every time you go into it. What we found is that we're finding experts all over the world. So on the right, John Allen is actually a physicist from the University of Texas who knows a lot about the Higgs boson and writes board after board about the Higgs boson that everyone from my friends who are engineers to my 10-year-old daughter are reading actively and learning about. Right now, we have over 25,000 unique Learn boards, so unique curricula that cover everything from basic academic subjects, about 1/3 of the material is what you'd find like in a textbook, to stuff in the news that's breaking on a minute-by-minute basis. This represents well over 100,000 individual learning items. These have produced more than 10 million social interactions around learning, and this number is growing every day as more people are using the product and putting more content into it. So it's not just user-generated data. It's not just user-generated content. Some of the major content producers that we mentioned in the earlier graph are using Learnist to publish material. So Discovery Communications and BBC are both publishing information in Learnist. You can see a couple BBC boards up here. And Discovery Communications actually became a major investor in Learnist at the end of last year. You can take each one of these learn boards, and as you use the product more and it gets more and more suited to your personality and interest, you can take that information and share it via your own profile, which is linked in with Facebook and Twitter and other social networks. So your sort of social learning space extends far beyond what you find within Learnist. And then engage and re-engage with it later. What's interesting is when people first come in and create their profile and start learning things, they spend about 10 minutes at a time learning new topics. What we found is after a few visits, that number doubles. And they begin spending more and more time learning and sharing information with others. So we're working on 3 things right now within Learnist. The first is improving our mobile experience. Like I said, the engagement on the mobile app is fairly exciting and growing rapidly, and so we have an already awesome experience, which we're going to be improving in the next couple weeks. The second is even more interesting content. Besides the content providers I talked about, getting more interesting experts from around the world, creating and sharing stuff with their pre-existing fan base. The third one is personalization, which again is, I think, sort of the ultimate in adaptive learning. So coming into Learnist, finding something that's interesting to you just at that moment in time is sort of the ultimate adaptive experience. And in all 3 of these areas, we have some major announcements coming out in the next few weeks, which I will not share today. But please keep your eye on what we're doing and download the Learnist app and begin sharing and learning from others. Thanks.